You're okay. It's up there. This is going to be our main event of the evening here, December 14th, 2013, the Trevor Alexander Memorial Scholarship Fund Benefit Show. Tyson Dean with his manager, Kurt Kilgore, the challenger. Tyson Dean won a battle royal at our October Havoc show to win this title setup, this title match coming up. And Tyson Dean is ready and prepared. They have played mind games with Andy Anderson here the last couple of months.
Absolutely.
Taunting his brother Axel Anderson, trying to get Axel to come in on their side. Tyson Dean is ready for this matchup.
Kurt Kilgore, too, man.
This might be the loudest I've heard the crowd, and the match hasn't even started yet.
Absolutely.
The crowd is absolutely berating and hollering and screaming at Tyson Dean here. Tyson Dean is ready for this matchup. Andy Anderson, the champion, also ready for this match. Incredible night of action here so far. We had a 20-plus man over the top rope Royal Rumble style match, Rumble match that has come up here this evening. J-Rod has won that match victorious here, and J-Rod has won that match, so he has a future title shot. Whoever the champion may be, Tyson Dean versus Andy Anderson here this matchup. Tyson looks like he is in as good a shape as I've seen him in his run here in NWA Atlanta, that's
Absolutely.
for sure.
Former NWA Atlanta heavyweight champion. Winner of the Rumble we had at the Halloween Super Show. A little Kurt Kilgore manipulation there with being stuck mojo. Nonetheless, Tyson Dean did win and did get the title shot for tonight.
That's true. We got the champion, Andy Anderson, coming out here now. Got the face paint back on. Andy is ready to roll here. NWA Georgia Heavyweight Championship. This is a nationally recognized championship belt, a world recognized championship belt from the National Wrestling Alliance.
Absolutely.
Resurrected by NWA Atlanta after being dormant for 30 plus years. Tommy Wildfire Rich, Abdullah the Butcher, Rocky Johnson, among others. Tons of Hall of Famers that have had that title at different times in its history.
Absolutely.
And Andy Anderson, the first champion of the NWA Georgia champion in over 30 years.
And two of them being in our own Hall of Fame as well, too. So that's a lot of history there.
What an absolutely stunning belt. Jason, wow. New stipulation for this matchup, no DQ and no countouts. Tyson Dean versus Andy Anderson, pulling out all the stops here tonight. Referee Tristan Michaels holding up the Georgia Heavyweight Championship belt. This is what is on the line here tonight. 25 pounds of gold, my friend. And childhood friends, longtime friends. They've known each other over 30 years. Andy Anderson and Tyson Dean. Former protege Tyson Dean of Andy Anderson. Andy broke him into the business. Tyson Dean is here. The student versus the teacher here at this point. And they lock up here, that anticipated lockup. Andy Anderson with a side headlock.
If I'm not mistaken, they actually met when they were high school age when Tyson moved down here from New York. Andy was one of the first people he met, and they've been close friends per se for a while.
Absolutely, all the way through high school, good friends after high school, and obviously up until about a year ago.
Yeah.
You know, Tyson turned on Andy Anderson. So Andy Anderson with a nip up there. Tyson pulling the hair. Once again, this is no DQ, but referee Tristan Michaels trying to keep it on the up and up here. Let the crowd here Andy Anderson with a side headlock there on the canvas. Referee Tristan Michaels here checking the shoulders. Possibility of a pinfall attempt here. Tyson pulling the hair of Andy Anderson. One thing Andy can't do to Tyson tonight, that's for sure.
Well, follically challenged in that department, if you will.
Tyson getting Andy back up to a vertical base here. Let's see if Tyson can manage to break the hold. Reversal into a hammer lock there with Andy's left arm. We know in recent months we've thought that Andy's had some type of injury to his arm, and maybe Tyson's got some kind of a scouting report on that, and to see how things go here. Andy got that headlock reapplied there. Tyson able to roll him over here. Tristan Michaels counting there, a 2 count there, pinfall attempt. Tyson was able to roll Andy over on his shoulders on the mat. Once again, Tristan Michaels right there on top of things, 2 count. Andy Anderson. Kurt Kilgore trying to lead a Tyson chant here at ringside here. The fans booing here. Tyson with a shoulder block. Another shoulder block into the abdomen of Andy Anderson. Whipping him into the ropes there. Andy with the back of the turnbuckles. Huge clothesline out of the corner. Turn Tyson over. Tyson is now outside of the ring here. Andy's headed out to the ringside as well. Tyson out there getting in there. And oh, yes, Andy Anderson coming back into the ring. Tyson clobber him right on the upper shoulders there as Andy comes back into the ring. Andy fell for it, but he really is hot for Tyson right now. He wants to get his hands on Tyson Dean.
It almost seemed that Tyson just lured Andy out so he could beat him in so he can attack him and get the upper hand.
That is true. That is true. Oh, my gosh. Oh. Huge vertical suplex there from Andy Anderson, Tyson Dean. Delayed suplex, but Andy Anderson's back up to a vertical base. Huge clothesline. Tyson Dean is reeling. Kurt Kilgore is upset outside the ring. Andy, huge power slam from Andy Anderson. Tyson's on his back. 2 count there from Tristan Michaels. Huge power slam. Tyson Dean is regrouping outside here. Kurt Kilgore's got some words for his man out here at ringside. Andy Anderson not letting Tyson Dean catch his breath outside this ring. Is headed out. He's on the floor here now, and Kurt Kilgore watching his back, watching his man's back. Kilgore trying to holding back Andy Anderson. What the heck is he doing? Tyson with a shot there. Again, no disqualification, so Kilgore's interference. Referee Tristan Michaels cannot do anything about it.
Well,
I think Kilgore's more concerned about his hair right now.
Oh!
Tyson Dean looks like oh my gosh. Oh, horrible, huge, vicious chair shot. Tyson Dean to Andy Anderson looks like he might have had his arm. He's on the other side of the ring from us, but I can see Andy. I can just hear him screaming in pain. Our microphones may not be able to pick it up. But Andy Anderson's arm over that injured arm. We speculate that arm is injured. Tyson holding that arm over the ring steps there. Right shoulder into the ring post there here at ringside. Tristan Michaels still in the ring here. Nothing he can do. This is no count out, no DQ. Even though that's happening, Tyson Dean is roll back into the ring here. But, once again, as we said in the Battle Royal, your wrestling instincts take over in matches like this, and not everybody's adapted at knowing realizing that they are in a no disqualification matchup. Tyson stomping on Andy, working over that arm once again. Andy Anderson, you could hear him screaming, so you certainly know that arm's damaged.
Absolutely.
We've seen Payne and Bill the Butcher work over that arm in past matches, especially during the NWA Atlanta Georgia Heavyweight Championship final match, or the NWA Georgia Heavyweight Championship finals match. And Tyson Dean's got a hammerlock going right now, working that elbow right into Andy Anderson's jaw as well while he had the hammerlock applied. Oh, stomp right to the armpit there as well. Tyson Dean measuring Andy Anderson once again. Kurt Kilgore at ringside mocking Andy Anderson's injured arm, hopping around. His hair is an absolute mess. I'm not sure what the heck he's doing, but getting involved in this matchup is what Kilgore does. Kilgore, a former match of Andy Anderson and Axel Anderson, part of the
Georgia Wrecking Crew.
Arm drop there, part of the Georgia Wrecking Crew. You're right, Big Chad there. Following the action here, Andy Anderson may have a dislocated shoulder, may have a dislocated elbow as well.
He's got something going on. He's been holding his arm and writhing in pain.
Absolutely. You can hear him cry out from time to time as Tyson Dean attacks that shoulder, attacks that arm. Andy with a left elbow right into the stomach there. Tyson Dean getting up there. Oh, Tyson just pulls the hair, brings Andy right back down to the mat. Tyson Dean in control of this matchup here. I believe an injured Andy Anderson, maybe 80%, maybe even less at this point coming into the match. Tyson Dean in control right now. Andy swatting at him. Tyson grabbing that arm once again over the second rope. Oh, you can hear Andy. Even Kurt Kilgore gets a shot in there. Despicable. Your man is in charge in this matchup here, and you're going to interfere in this matchup and take a shot. Absolutely incredible. But we should expect nothing less from Kurt Kilgore, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Tyson Dean probably a reverse armbar there as Tyson's on the floor, on the mat there with Andy Anderson face down. Pulling that shoulder up. I'm sure it's hyperextended at this point as well.
Oh, reversal. And he just couldn't hold on to him.
Yep, couldn't hold on to Tyson. Tyson slipped out there. Another advantage to being a bald wrestler is all that sweat comes off of your head, doesn't stay in the hair. Makes it a lot harder to hold on during certain moves, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh. Another armbar hammerlock maneuver there, almost a submission hold from Tyson Dean. Tyson rolling him over. Pinfall attempt there. Tristan Michaels with a 2 count. Tyson might have had the leg hooked. Wow. Tyson Dean showing more submission holds than I've ever seen him do, but he is working over that arm of Andy Anderson. Andy's not going to be able to put Tyson in that in his finishing hold, that's for sure, if he continues to beat up that arm of Andy Anderson. Tristan Michaels checking Andy Anderson's shoulders there, getting a 2 count as well. Andy hearing that, look at Andy Anderson's elbow swelling up here. I just saw that when Tyson released that hold. Andy's elbow is swelling as well.
If Andy's going to have any chance of winning, he's going to have to do it as the one-armed man.
Well, we've seen him take on odds much worse than this at this point, but it's Tyson Dean. It is all Tyson Dean at this point in this matchup. That is for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, you can see Andy Anderson grimacing through the makeup, through the war paint, so to speak, as he has on his face there. Tyson Dean, just absolutely incredible. Tyson Dean once again. Oh my gosh. I don't know how we've never seen Andy Anderson tap out here.
Never, yeah.
This may be as close as he is. This is absolutely a vicious matchup. Tyson Dean wrenching that shoulder now and that arm. Got a huge arm bar on Andy Anderson. Kurt Kilgore smiling, ecstatic here at ringside. Tyson going for a clothesline. Andy with a flip over into Tyson there. Tyson Dean is down. This may be the break Andy Anderson needs to come back in this matchup here. Tristan Michaels administering a 10 count here, trying to get these guys to their feet. We certainly don't want to see this end like this, that's for sure.
Absolutely not. He really needs to get to his feet if Anderson is going to take control. I guess we could say the first one to their feet will be the man who would take the lead here.
Tristan Michaels at 7 right now. Looks like both of these guys, Tyson Dean up first. Andy Anderson ducking the clothesline, setting him up. Reverse atomic drop there. Andy with his momentum there. Modified bulldog there to Tyson Dean. Let's see if he has enough. Just a 2 count there from Tristan Michaels. Andy has to be exhausted at this point. Taking everything he has to finish that. Tyson Dean with a crossface there. I can't tell from here if he's got his arm locked in or not. If he's got that right arm locked between his legs, yep. This is going to put some serious tension on Andy Anderson's shoulder. Andy Anderson looks like he may be trying to crawl. This is no disqualification, no count out for this matchup here. But other than that, the rules apply. Andy Anderson going to go to that rope and break the hold to see if he can get there. Kurt Kilgore now reaching over there and pulling the rope away from Andy Anderson. Tyson Dean, I don't even hear Andy Anderson screaming anymore. He must be past that point of pain where he can't even scream. Wow. He's got to be exhausted at this point. Andy reaches the ropes now. Tristan Michaels there getting him to break the hold. Tyson Dean taking a breather here. He has been an absolute madman here on the offense this evening. Andy Anderson letting Andy use all of his weight. Huge spinebuster from Andy Anderson. This could be all if Andy gets that over there and make that cover. His shoulder is hurt. His arm is hurt. Oh. Andy's shaking the ropes there. Reaches up and grimaces, grabbing that shoulder and that arm. Measuring Tyson Dean here. Huge spinebuster from Andy. We may see it here, the torture rack. Andy has Tyson up. Tyson with his fingers in the eyes of Andy Anderson. Down. Oh, my gosh. Back into that crossface. Wow. Huge reversal from Tyson D. Got Andy Anderson down into that crossface. Andy couldn't use his right arm to pull Tyson's legs down to really wrench in that maneuver, that submission hold. Tyson Dean able to get Andy Anderson down on his stomach once again and reapply that crossface. Looks like Andy's back up to his elbows here. Tyson doesn't have the strength he had at the beginning of this matchup here. Andy does have his arm hooked. Looks like he's setting him up once again. Oh, yeah. Oh. Andy's got it. They're in the middle of the ring. Kilgore's up on the ring apron. Andy's got Tyson Dean up. Tyson with a shot right to the head. Kilgore's incensed. Tyson Dean back down on the offensive here. Got that crossface locked in once again. Referee Tristan Michaels checking with Andy, see if he's going to submit. I don't think Andy Anderson's going to quit at all. But Tyson Dean has that crossface locked in. Oh, my gosh. Andy Anderson may have passed out. Hold on, what? Tristan Michaels is calling. Tristan Michaels is called for the ring, for the bell. Andy Anderson is out.
Out, wow.
Absolutely incredible. I didn't see that third arm. Tyson Dean has won the Georgia Heavyweight Championship. Andy Anderson did not tap out. Tristan Michaels held that arm up 3 times, and 3 times it dropped.
Absolutely.
By referee's decision.
Man, man.
Absolutely stunned here. Tristan Michaels calling to the back. Andy Anderson is in some serious pain. Kurt Kilgore puts that 25 pounds of gold around the waist of Tyson Dean. The Dream, Tyson Dean. Tristan Michaels calling for security here. Try and get Andy Anderson out of the ring here. Tyson Dean and Kurt Kilgore celebrating here. Incredible into this matchup here. Andy Anderson did not tap, folks. Andy Anderson is passed out. Andy Anderson is out in the middle of the ring as these two guys celebrate. Former best friends. Tyson Dean celebrating here. Spitting water on Andy Anderson, spitting at him. The pupil has surpassed the teacher at this point. Absolutely incredible into this matchup here. Andy Anderson is out. I don't think Andy Anderson has moved. Tyson Dean had that crossface applied. Probably the 5th or 6th time that crossface had been applied. Absolutely. Andy Anderson did not quit, but his hand came down on that third drop, and Tristan Michaels asked for the bell, and Tyson Dean is now the new Georgia Heavyweight Championship in the NWA. A short 2-month reign for Andy Anderson here as this show ends, the Trevor Alexander Memorial Show. Tyson Dean taunting the fans at ringside. Kurt Kilgore, another set of gold, another championship, a notch on the belt for Kurt Kilgore, manager. I don't know how he doesn't manage everybody. I don't know how he does not manage everybody in this business. He produces results. Kurt Kilgore has had another man win a title belt here at NWA Atlanta. Andy Anderson being rolled out of the ring here. Ring announcer, referee Tristan Michaels, senior referee Radar Martin come to the ring here. Andy Anderson here. We certainly know that shoulder is damaged. But as we leave here, as we leave Griffin, Georgia tonight, we want to say thank you to 92.5 FM, The Bear, over in Sonoya, Southern Crescent Technical College here in Griffin for helping us out with the NWA Atlanta Trevor Alexander Memorial Scholarship Fund benefit show here for Southern Crescent Technical College. Andy Anderson, absolutely stunning turn of events here this evening. Andy Anderson. Tyson Dean with the crossface. Andy Anderson did not submit tonight. He just simply could not hold his hand up for the 3-drop from referee Tristan Michaels. Tristan Michaels asking for the bell. Andy Anderson's hand dropped 3 times, did not submit. Tyson Dean winning the NWA Georgia Heavyweight Championship here tonight, December 14th, 2013 in Griffin, Georgia.
Well, you know, Andy's going to have to get his rematch, but it's going to be another day for him.
Absolutely.
So right now, it's Tyson's day.
It's Tyson's day. There will be I'm sure, some sort of party here in, maybe in Griffin. Who knows where they're going to head. But incredible night here. Incredible wrestling here this evening. Incredible night. Incredible showing from the city of Griffin, from wrestling fans here across Georgia.
Absolutely. To
show up for this matchup here, for this show tonight, to support the Trevor Alexander Memorial Scholarship Fund here at Griffin at Southern Crescent Technical College. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching. Incredible night here. NWA Atlanta, NWAAtlanta.org. If you would like to check us out, obviously you're watching this video on YouTube. Visit NWAAtlanta.org for future shows. We thank you for watching. Good night.